Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I know I'm starting a little bit early, but that's okay. Hold on, let me make sure I'm live. Hold on, hold on. Okay, I'm live over there. Okay, let me turn on my chat here. All messages. Okay, let me turn on this chat here. Now I can see it. Alright, let me turn this down. Okay. So now I am ready. So hello everyone, happy Saturday. I just wanted to kind of go live and talk about the next 6 episodes of Knotslanding. We are on our way to finishing, and if all goes to plan, we will finish on Monday with season 3, and then we will jump into season 4 on Tuesday, and then with the Tuesday starting on Tuesdays, we're going to do one episode of stream because we're actually going to listen to the whole episode, stop and talk about it, and then we'll go from there. So, I will just go ahead and do my YouTube thing. So, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, or if you're chatting, please leave a comment in the live chat. Also, after tonight's live, I will link the We're Not Done Yet podcast, the CG Circle channel, and No Escape from the Cul-de-Sac podcast down below. So you guys can go and check those out, and we'll go from there. So that's good. So yeah. So and the reason why we're doing 6 is I'm trying to get it to where we end with 5 episodes in the very last stream, and then also in today's breakdown, there is an episode that kind of sort of is another one off. So therefore, we're just gonna go through that one quickly. So technically, that's like a half an episode because really it's just dealing with the ladies, and there wasn't a lot more. That's why we're doing 6 today instead of 5. So. And we're going to start with episode 6, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. I was going to go live around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I just decided just to go live now because what I wanted to do, I wanted to take a nap before I went live, but I just wasn't falling asleep because this was on my mind and I knew I wanted to do this, so I just figured I'd go ahead, get it started, and then finish it up later. Finish it and then try to go to bed. I don't know about y'all, but where I'm at, the Canadian wildfires are really getting at me right now. So I just got, and there is a thunderstorm warning here as well. So that's another reason. And so I just have a major migraine. So I just kind of wanted to just go ahead and get started and get through this, okay? So, again, like I said, I'm going to link the We're Not Done Yet podcast, CG Circle channel, and the No Escaping the Cul-de-Sac channel podcast down below. And you can get that one wherever you can get the, I don't know if CG Circle is on all podcast platforms, but I know the No Escape from the Cul-de-Sac is on Spotify, and I think that the We're Not Done Yet podcast is on all as wherever you get your podcasts or wherever you stream your podcasts. So, anyway, so today's the very first episode is episode 6, and that's one of a kind. And it starts off with that we are at Karen's and Richard is helping to decorate her house, and then we learn later on in the episode that Scooter is over at the Avery's helping trim the tree. So therefore, it's helping Karen, and Scooter is helping Laura as well as helping Scooter. It's a long story, but we'll get there. Um, Karen gets a phone call from an old boyfriend of hers who happens to be the boyfriend that she left him for Sid, and then we'll learn a little bit more about that later. And then after Karen gets off the phone, Richard does not want to go back home to help decorate the tree because he says that the trees are always out to get him, which I think is funny. And then Laura is talking to Scooter about her marriage and the fact that, the tree is out to get Richard, and that's why, Richard will be happy that Scooter decorated the tree. And then we see that Karen is out to lunch with Teddy, her old boyfriend, and Teddy didn't know about Sid, so Karen had to tell him what happened with Sid, and he did not know because she is divorced from his wife because I guess Karen and his wife were good friends, so therefore she thought that they were still like Scooter would or not Scooter Teddy would know about Sid, but as it turns out, Teddy is no longer with him. And then we learn that his ex-wife lives in Detroit, which I think is pretty hilarious. Because I'm about 10 minutes south of Detroit. Ha, that's funny. So they're walking to lunch, or they stop in front of the restaurant, and they see a cause outside across the street. And Teddy decides to go and help them organize it. And Karen does have a smile on her face because she is proud of Teddy. No matter where he is, she always has to help out. And then he offers to take Karen out to dinner. However, she wants to stay close to home because of the holidays and all that stuff. And she invites him to over to her house for dinner. However, he does have a prior engagement, but he did say that he'll come to dinner and then he'll go to his event later. Gary comes home and the house is being decorated by Lillie Mae. However, Lillie Mae is hiding with Val's present. And then basically what Lillie Mae is doing, she took some items from every neighbor in the neighborhood and from Gary and made a quilt for Valen, which I think is really sweet. Next we see that Olivia and Brian are helping with the decorating at Karen's, and Brian and Michael almost got into a fight, and Abby comes down and says, "Hey, we should no fighting," which I think is really cute. Um, Teddy is impressing Abby and Karen by his talk about his escapades in the political world. Diana walks in and Teddy is looking at her kind of weird. And when I first watched the episode, I was like, wow, this is weird. Then it's dinner time, and everyone is having dinner, and Abby does not want to be called, tells Diana that she doesn't want to be called Aunt Abby. Olivia tells Abby that she is no spring chicken. And then Teddy helps Michael with his chopsticks. Teddy has to leave. Diana and Abby are interested in what Teddy is doing, and then Teddy asks Diana to go. Abby and Karen are in the kitchen. Teddy and Karen kicks her out. Oh, Abby thinks that Diana is interested in Teddy, and when Abby tells Karen this, Karen kicks her out. Karen is reading a book and is waiting out for Diana and Teddy, and then they return home. Teddy and Karen will talk the next day about whatever's on his mind. Karen goes to talk to Diana about her evening, and Karen gets a sneaky feeling about how Diana is feeling about Teddy. Gary and Val are shopping for friends at Christmas for Christmas presents. Val tells Carrie she hates patchwork, but she doesn't say why. She just hates it. Karen goes out to talk to Teddy. outside instead of having him come inside. Karen says that she thinks that Diana is falling in love with him, and then that's when Teddy thinks Teddy tells Karen that um, he thinks that Diana is his daughter, and Karen is shocked. Diana and Teddy leave. Scooter and Laura return back to her house. Scooter kisses Laura as Diana and Teddy return home. Karen sends Karen sends Diana and the boys to the store, and this is when Diana tells Karen that Teddy has extended his stay, so therefore he can spend Christmas with them. Karen and Teddy are talking about Diana. Karen tells Teddy that Diana is not his child, and we learn that Karen also has a past, just like Sid did with with his ex-wife. Um, and then she told Teddy that Karen cares about what he is saying about him being Diana's father, and she resents him for it. And then next we see that the carolers are out singing. Lillie Mae tries to talk about the Christmas past, however, Val is having a hard time because Lillie Mae never really saw her at Christmas time, and then Val ends up telling Gary what really happened. And then we see that Karen is starting to break down about the holidays, which we'll talk a little bit about. Gary and Val are watching Lillie Mae outside with the carolers, and they just talk about how sweet it is that Lillie Mae just maybe never had grown up because she was young. This is where we learn that Lillie Mae was young whenever she had Val. Gary tries to reason with Val, and next we see Karen is still looking through pictures, and Diana and Teddy are talking about his boys, how the boys came to talk to him one day in New York about their stepfather was going to adopt them, and that they wanted to make a clean break with their father. And it broke his heart. But he did sign the paperwork. Karen did overhear this, and it broke her heart. And decides not to ruin Teddy's Christmas. Next day is Christmas, and Laura wakes up to red ribbon throughout her house, and she follows the trail. Richard got her a car, and they test drive it. Lillie Mae gives Val her present, and it broke her heart. However, I think when she learns that Lillie Mae really did make it, that just kind of opened her eyes a lot more to showing her that Lillie Mae really does care for her. Scooter showed up with a new car for Laura. However, it makes Richard feel uneasy and bad because that's what he gave the gift to Laura about. Next, we see that Teddy shows up at the Avery's for a Christmas party. Teddy gives Karen a gift, and Teddy asks Karen about what they had talked about, and Karen lies to him and says there's a possibility that Diana um, could be his daughter, but she lied to him just to give him something to hope for. And then next we see that Diana goes in to talk to Karen. Diana apologizes to her for spending so much time with Teddy. However, Karen explains to Diana that, while at first it may have been hard for her, she realized that she wasn't ready to see Teddy at this moment. So the fact that Diana was able to take him off of her hands, that really helped relieve some of that for her. Um, and then Diana realizes how much she looks like Sid's side of the family. So basically, Karen found a picture of Sid's grandmother, and it looks exactly like Diana. So that's the end of that episode. So that was a Christmas episode. Um, Hold on one second. I'm just gonna say thank you. And then, let me do this. Yep, I see two. See two, but no, I'm one. Okay, so let's just talk about it. So again, this is the first Christmas without Sid. Karen's having a hard time while dealing with a former boyfriend, and I do have to say that my now, granted, I think the timeline to when they lost Sid and is a lot greater than okay, cool. Is a lot is a lot greater than the timeline of when we lost my dad. We lost my dad in October and Christmas, well, October 12th, and Christmas was what, like 2 months away from that. So therefore, the time gap was a little bit different. But you see that Karen was still having a hard time, and then to top it all off, her old boyfriend, or her first love, comes in, you know, comes in at the same time. So I think that okay, so I think that that Karen was just having a hard time dealing with that, and then also with it being the first Christmas, and she was trying to keep everybody's figures out, trying to still be Karen the Rock and try not to break down in front of everyone and just kind of hold up the fort, especially for her kids. Now, I can understand that because that's what my mom did. My mom always tried to hold up during the holidays, and ironically, the holidays where my mom fall through Christmas was my mom's favorite times of the year. Well, really through New Year's. And then she had my birthday. And then on March 1st, she had my brother's birthday. So the holidays through March was like my mom's favorite time of the year. She loved the fall. She loved Halloween. Well, her birthday was in November. She loved Christmas. She loved the New Year. And then it was our birthdays around that time. So even though it was hard for her, she still tried to make it special. And the one thing that I did like about this that I didn't see in my own family is the fact that Karen did spend a lot of time with her family and with her friends, whereas my mom, with her, she did the best she could. However, she showed love with presents. Like, she always made sure that my brother and I had the newest of everything, like the newest game systems, the newest electronics out there, because, well, to the best of her ability, because, I was born in 1981, my brother was born in 1983, so we were like right at the end of Gen X. In fact, I consider myself a Gen X, and then I consider my brother like a Zennial, because I was born like exactly a month after Christmas in 1981. So I think I really fall in that Gen X category. I don't care what anybody says. And then I think my brother is part of the Zennials, where he falls in with the Millennials and the Gen Xers. Because and, and I say that because technically I think I was a Zennial. However, I'm more of a Gen X just because of my age. And when I was in school, we went from no computers. I was doing the math games on an Apple computer before Apple became what it is today. And it was a floppy disk, and it was like math munchers or whatever. And then the same thing with the letters. And my mom had like um, I I think I called it like an Apple computer. I was like, can I play on the Apple computer? So we didn't necessarily have easy access. My mom had her computer for work, but we were able to use it, especially with me because I was in special ed. So I had a little bit more use for it. I liked to play games on it. to learn. So as we were growing up, and then we got a lot of the technology and all that, and then we got the newest game systems and all that. So my mom really did show it more with presents and gifts and making sure that we had whatever we wanted. So looking back, we never wanted for anything because my mom always made sure that we had it. And so that was that. But we didn't have a lot of friends around. So it was just mostly my mom, my brother, my dad's parents, which is a little bit difficult. And then we had my mom's parents, but at that time, my mom's parents had moved down to Franklin, Tennessee. So we would always try to go down to Franklin around the holidays. So that's why I always say that I think of Tennessee as my second home state, just because as much time as I spent down there, I spent probably half my childhood in Tennessee, whether it be when we were on vacation with my dad, when my dad was still with us, or after my grandparents moved down there, after my grandfather fully retired. And it was better for my grandmother who had Parkinson's. So the weather was better and all that stuff, and they just needed to get away for um, other reasons as well in relation to church politics, but I won't go into that. So there's that. And then, so I can't imagine one of my mom's old boyfriends coming back into the picture so soon after our dad died, passed away. I know was the cancer took him from us, or however you want to say it. Um, so I can't imagine that. So it was a little bit different. Um, I'm trying to think. I like I said, I left a couple of comments um on Facebook groups and then on Instagram, and I say that when I look at this era in Karen, my inner childhood craves this type of mother, like this one who wants to be there working awake, present with her children no matter what. And we'll see that in the clips that I play. So my inner child craves that. Now, granted, we didn't live in a cul-de-sac. We lived in a apartment complex, so that was a little bit different. And we didn't know our neighbors. Our next door neighbors went to school with us, but that was about it. Um, so so there's that. We lived in a cul-de-sac. We didn't live in a cul-de-sac, so it was a little bit different. And we really didn't do a lot with people outside of our family. So it was just very different. Now, near the end, before I lost my mom, she did start to do book clubs. She was involved with that. She had friends coming around, and she did go out with her friends, but they weren't really, none of them really had kids our age, mine and my brother's age, because they were older. So my mom was an older mom. So she was in her 30s when she had me. So it was just a little bit more difficult. So my inner childhood, or my inner child craves this. And I think that that's why I crave this era of Karen and moving forward because of that specific notion in my mind. So I think about that. Um, I think that for what Teddy said to Karen, I think that was not a good thing to do to Karen at this time because she's already going through a lot. And for him to come in and just drop that on her, I think that no matter what he was going through, I think that was a really crummy thing to do to her. And that's just my opinion. I mean, like, who would do that? So I think that he was just trying to set the scene for what comes up in season 4. And that's going to be a fun episode. Um, so I think that that's what he was trying to do. And then the fact that he was just trying to weasel his way in with everyone. He played basketball with Michael when Karen returned home. no, wait, I'm sorry. I got that mixed up with another episode. I'm sorry. Scratch that. He did, he did help Michael with his chopsticks. So that's what it was. Um, and okay, so Gary is just having a ball with Lillie Mae. Gary is just loving Lillie Mae, and I wonder how much of that is actually Gary the character, or if that's actually Ted Sackfield laughing, because he's just having a ball with her. Like it's just like that inner laugh that you can hear. It's just hilarious the way that he's laughing at her. So I think that that's really sweet. And I think that, when Val tells the story about how, she was sent to her Aunt June's to see her mother, and her mother never showed up, but her mother sent her a patchwork quilt that she thought was handmade. However, it ended up being store bought, so she was really upset about it. So that's why she didn't like the patchwork. However, when she got that quilt from the winner this time, I think that just kind of brightened her load a lot, just to show her that her mother does care about her. So I think that building on that relationship is quite interesting and lovely to see, in my opinion. So I think that that's good. I don't think we really saw Ginger and Kenny with the new baby, which I'm really surprised for this episode. I'm surprised they didn't show Aaron Molly's first Christmas. That's really interesting. So I would have loved to see that. And then also, okay, so more Richard and Scooter with the cars. I think that Richard is trying to help build the relationship with Laura and trying to work on the marriage. So he buys her a car, and then when Scooter comes over with a car for Laura, I think that just made Richard feel bad. However, and I can see how that would happen. And then the fact that, he does apologize to Scooter does apologize to Richard and tell I always get a car at Christmas time for my top sellers. So to me, now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost like Scooter's running an MLM. And if you don't know what an MLM is, it's a market. An MLM is like basically like Scentsy or Tupperware or Avon or Mary Kay or something like that, where you have like higher ups and it's just a multi-level marketing scheme. So because they always get cars if they earn so much money. So I think that I just kind of put that two and two together because it's like, oh, I always buy a car at Christmas time for my top sellers. So I think that's pretty interesting. I wonder how true that really is, though. Just thinking. That's funny. Um, then, uh, sorry, I'm just looking at something. So there's that. So I think that, with him recognizing that he didn't, hold on, with him realizing that, um, uh, and to apologize too much about it, I think really takes a lot from him, and so I think Scooter wins some points there. However, I still think that Scooter wants Laura wants Scooter, but they also want to work on their relationships with one another. So I'm gonna start pulling some scenes from this episode. So let me see what scene I want to pull first. Um, so I think this scene is really cute. I want to play this. This is the very first scene. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube's fairness policy. Hold on 1 second. Turn the volume up.
Time flies when you're happy. I heard myself the other day asking me out where did.
Okay. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube's fairness policy. And this kind of ties heavily into the show as well for this. Alright, here we go. And according to YouTube series policy, here we go. Sorry, the end of the Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm talking. Hold on. Let me see. Sorry, I think I got muted. Sorry about that. I got muted. Ah, for my own stream. Hold on. I'm fixing my thing. Hold on 1 second. Do, 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 do. Alright, let me go back to tribute. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So, did it just cut off at the beginning of the scene? So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to that. So again, this is in accordance with YouTube's fair use policy. So let's go back to the very beginning. Alright, let me turn this up.
Head on. Well, we'll just.
Alright, there we go.
It's tough. I'm not saying it isn't our first Christmas without Sid. At first, I thought, why deal with it? Well, we'll just skip Christmas this year. Will you try it sometime? Can't be ignored. Christmas is everywhere.
I wonder if that's something that my mom thought about as well. You know, like for our first Christmas, should we go ahead and do it? But she loved Christmas, so she couldn't do that to herself nor to her kids. So, that's just something I think about. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube study policy.
So we're handling it head on. I've even managed to get into the right spirit somehow. I heard myself the other day asking Abby and the kids to stay this weekend and spend some time with us for the holidays. Time flies when you're having fun.
All this fun?
No, really, I understand. 11:30. I think you should go home. Laura was going to worry.
That's the scooters over there.
Your boss?
Yeah, his wife left him. She just didn't think he should be alone at Christmas, and he wasn't doing anything nice, so she asked him over to trim the tree.
And you didn't think I should be alone this week, so you came over here.
It's not the same.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But I appreciate it.
Alright. So that's that for that scene. That's really sweet. The fact that, I think Laura sent Richard over there to be with Karen. Just my opinion. I'm not gonna play this soon. Alright, I'm gonna play this soon because this is really sweet. And again, this is in quantity to series policy. Gary comes home. Lillie Mae is hiding.
Lillie Mae?
You gave me such a start. I thought you were Valine.
What you got there?
Valine's Christmas gift. I've been working on it upstairs in pieces, but I wanted to stretch it out on the table while I took out some pins. I made it just like we make them down at home. I mean, I got worn out things from all the neighbors. Well, here's a dress from Laura, and there's a pair of slacks from Andy, and a scarf of Karen's. Oh, Karen even gave me a Tattersall shirt of poor sis right here and here. And that makes it so special. I mean, bits and pieces of all her friends in one wonderful present from her mama.
She's gonna love it.
I know.
See, there again, I wonder how much of that was Gary and then how much of that was actually Ted Shackelfeld just laughing. I think that was really sweet. Oh, here we go. This is a cute scene. And again, this is in accordance with 2 series policy. I'm gonna let this play out.
She's gonna love it.
I know.
I want to do the icicles. Icicles go last.
Hey, I'm hanging these on the tree.
Well, what can I do?
Whatever you do, kids, do it without fighting.
I can't do this. Brian, you're help.
You can say a lot of things about Abby, but you can't say that she wasn't a good mother. In my opinion. And again, this is in accordance with and a good aunt. And this is in accordance with 2 series policy.
Well, at least I didn't break my dumb arm. It's not broken, it's just sprained. And the
Ouch.
skin's coming off in a day or two.
Which is why I never did.
Okay. Now go back and repeat every word you said while I was gone, okay?
Well, I was explaining, rather.
Abby pushes Karen out of the way. I think it's kind of funny. And the fact how Abby is making it so obvious that she's trying to go after Teddy. Quite hilarious.
Let's say rationalizing how a rabble-rousing leader of the 1960s gets to be managing editor of a relatively establishment-oriented foreign policy journal, or how I went from radical activism to archaic pragmatism without losing too much of my soul.
You were always very practical.
I was always very practical. You want to see how practical I am? Watch this. You know what that's called?
What?
Practically cutting off one's finger.
Hi.
That was really cute. Alright. And again, this is in accordance with 2 series policy.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled. A plus on the outfit, Miss Turner. You were about to...
Sorry, commercials. Snowball was attacking my hand again. But that's okay, now I got him cuddled up. He's laying on my side. Why are you attacking me? Why am I trying to go away? So I think that was really sweet. I think that Abby was trying to get her claws into Teddy already, which is quite hilarious. So Karen already has her number. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on.
You sound like a star
starstruck adolescent. It's just his job. Starstruck or not, the next time you call me Aunt Abby, I'm going to break your kneecaps.
Okay.
Human rights,
And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
in which advertising agency is developing the most baffo secret technique to market the candidates for the next election.
Come on, it must be really stimulating.
To be honest, yeah. Yeah, it is. Of course, it's been pretty electric around here tonight, I might add.
Indeed,
Yeah?
yes.
And I doubt that the governor's guests are going to top that at all. Diane, you want to come along?
Really?
I mean, why not? The governor's a very laid-back guy. I'm sure he
Yeah,
won't
hold
mind.
on.
Come on. Why don't you slip into
That's
something
not what I
statesmanlike?
wanted.
Let's
Hold on. Let's go back.
Okay.
Again, this
Okay,
is
just
according
give
to
me 10
teacher
seconds.
series policy.
Wow, you just did it. You don't have to say it.
Oh, thank you, Annie. Teddy, you do live the most glamorous life. I mean, traveling all over the world, meeting all those interesting people. And Abby, you sound like a starstruck adolescent. It's just his job. Starstruck or not, the next time you call me Aunt Abby, I'm going to break your kneecaps. It makes me feel so old.
But you're no spring chicken, Mom.
I thought that was kind of cute. I wanted to play that in there. And Karen's looking at her like, oh, they're funny. Okay, this is a cute too. And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Very attractive. Cute guy. Huh? Teddy. Very attractive.
Yeah, he always was.
I was flirting outrageously with him,
Of course you were, Abby.
but he was much more intrigued.
Again, I think that was Michelle, not Karen, coming out with her voice right there, like, of course you were, Abby. Like, very sarcastic. And again, this is according to teacher series policy.
With Brian's chopsticks than anything I had to offer. Well, next time don't be so subtle.
Diana, on the other hand,
What?
was more successful,
At what?
being intriguing,
Diana was just being Diana.
and Teddy was being intrigued.
What are you trying to say, Abby?
Nothing. Just a cute story, that's all. Daughter bags mom's old boyfriend. It's been done, of course, on soap operas.
Well, your kids must be exhausted. Thanks for coming over. And, I'll see you tomorrow.
So right there, Karen turned out the light on Abby, like, and Abby is just laughing, like, okay, whatever. Okay. Oh, this is a sweet moment. Again, this is according to teacher series policy.
Diana? Diana?
Hi, Mom. Hi. Mom, it was so incredible.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, I can imagine.
He knows them all. Journalists, senators, ambassadors, all of them ask his opinion. And when he tells them, they listen to him so closely.
Yeah, you always have that knack. Holding people's attention, making them believe him and trust him.
Well, he hasn't lost it, take my word. Oh, and you want to hear what happened?
What?
This man comes up to us and he says, Teddy, I've never met your daughter. And so Teddy says, this isn't my daughter. And the man turns beet red and starts saying, oh, I'm sorry. And he's backing away and apologizing. He was so embarrassed.
Did you like that? Being mistaken for Teddy's girlfriend?
Yeah, it was great. Made me feel so grown up. And I am, aren't I? I mean, I really held my own out there tonight. Teddy and I made a great pair.
I believe that. He's one of a kind. And so are you. Good night. Good night.
So that was a real sweetheart to heart. However, Karen's worried, but then we learned that Teddy thinks that he's Diana's father. Alright, now I'm going to play this scene. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
What did you mean about Diana?
I guess I suspected all these years. I couldn't be sure until I saw her.
And what makes you so sure? She doesn't even look like you.
Felt it.
So this is where we learn that Karen has a past, just like Sid had a past. Dun dun dun. And she kind of plays Teddy a little bit how Sid a little bit how Mac played her in the beginning, and we'll learn a little bit about that. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
I just know it.
You know it.
Yeah. You and I went together for a long time, you know.
Yeah, so.
So, when we broke up, we started seeing Sid very soon.
Right away?
Yeah, right away. And when we had second thoughts about breaking up, we went to Atlantic City for a couple of days. You remember? But it didn't work out, so you went back home.
And back to Sid.
Karen, you were pregnant when you married him, weren't you?
Yes, but this is silly, Teddy. If there was any way the baby could have been yours, I would have known.
Why not look it up? Check the dates.
This is not a court of law. I don't have to prove my case. I know. That's it. Take my word.
I know she's my daughter.
She is not your child. When I started seeing Sid, it was to spite you. And when the spite was gone, I realized I was falling in love with him. But at that time of my life, even up to the time I found out I was pregnant, I still wasn't sure I'd completely gotten over you. Don't you think that in that state of...
So there again, that's where we learned that while Sid was still in love with his ex-wife, Karen was still in love with Teddy. So how could have Karen been so upset with Sid about the way he felt about his ex-wife, and then her turn around and have this going on? Just my opinion, just thoughts. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
mind, if there had been even the slightest chance that you were the father, I would have come to you.
Honey, I don't know. I mean, maybe it didn't occur to you.
Occur to me, Teddy. Teddy. Remember who I was, a scared young girl who had known exactly two men her whole life. If there had been any possibility.
Why not humor me? I mean, if you're so certain. Do you care what I think?
I do care. I don't want you to think that a child I had with Sid Fairgate is yours. It isn't true. And I resent you for thinking it.
Go, Karen. However, later in the episode, this is when Val tells Gary about what happened with Lillie Mae. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
Talk about those dear sweet Christmases that never were. I just want to throw up.
Why bring all that up now?
I'm not bringing that up. She's the one that's doing it. There's that Christmas when Daddy died. I was with some neighbors. And Mama swore up and down that she would come to Aunt June's to see me if they could just get me there. So they carted me 100 miles to Aunt June's just to spend Christmas with Mama. She never came.
Excuse me.
Best she could do was send a patchwork quilt for me. Store-bought. I have hated patchwork ever since.
So there's where Val tells Gary about that. And again, this is another scene with Val and Gary. Again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
Honey, come here. Come here. Look at her. She doesn't look any older than the little ones, does she?
You're right about that. She never grew up.
Yeah, I know. A little country Peter Pan that married your daddy when she was, what, 14? She was an old man already. Probably treated her like the little girl she was until you came along.
Get to the point, Gary.
No point, I'm just speculating. So, the little girl was replaced by a real little girl. You got all the attention she used to get, right? I don't know. I think if I'd been Lillie Mae, I might have looked for attention someplace else. I thought I could sing.
So this isn't the first time. I just thought about this. This is where they kind of tie in a storyline from a real performer and country music, as you think about it, who got married around 14 years old. I never thought about that. So this is the first time that kind of is tied into the story, and we will get further down the line in another Christmas episode where they tie in another one. Just saying. Interesting. Think about it. Who was 14 when they got married and ended up becoming a famous country singer? That's interesting. I wonder if the directors liked country music and that's why they did that. Huh. I'm just trying to see if there's any more scenes. Laura in the cars. I don't. Okay. Oh, I take that back. We do see Ginger. She's at the very end of the episode. Alright. I think that's all the scenes I want to play from this episode. Oh wait, no, there's this one. This is the very last scene. This is with Diana and Tara. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
Mom? Oh, hi, Eddie. It was a nice Christmas, wasn't it? I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's nicer than we thought it would be.
sorry I hugged Teddy. He's your old boyfriend. He came to see you, and I wound up taking up all of his time.
I'm glad you liked him.
But you never got to talk to each other or anything.
Well, don't worry about it. Old boyfriend's so scary, you know. Just the thought of a reunion can get you all queasy. But that kind of scary is sexy too. Not for me, not right now. Nope. This is not a good time for a reunion.
It's too close.
I really only knew two men in my whole life. Teddy was a huge influence on me when I was young. But Daddy was more than an influence. He and I became one thing. At any other time, seeing Teddy would have been exciting, but now, anyone who isn't Daddy can't mean too much to me. And, oh boy, I would have hated for Teddy to feel that he didn't matter to me anymore. That's why I'm glad you took him off my hands. It made him feel good.
Who's that?
That is Daddy's grandmother, your great-grandmother. She got married, not much older than you are now.
It's eerie, isn't it?
Except for the clothing. She could be you.
I never knew how much I look like a daddy side of the family.
An exact duplicate. Hey, maybe we should restore it, clean it up or something.
No, leave it where it is. It makes me kind of nervous.
Anything you say.
Good night.
Good night, sweetie.
So basically what they did is they took a picture of Claudia Runwell and had her dressed up in a old-time costume and had her take one of those old-time pictures. And so just to say that she was identical to her dad's side of the family. So that's episode 6, the very first episode for tonight. And like I said, this time of the year, this Christmas time, I think that, she handled herself very well, and the kids handled it. So now we're just going to jump right into episode 7. And this is a very interesting episode. This is called Secrets. Laura and Richard are at home and they're talking about going out of town for the weekend for another honeymoon. Next, we see Karen and Gary at Knots going over the books because there's going to be an audit from the IRS. Gary tells Karen that they need Abby to look at the books because only Abby can read the books. And Karen asks Gary to go talk to Abby about it. Richard and his boss are talking about a business client and portfolios. However, he wants Richard to throw a party for this client, and Richard tells him that he's planning on going out of town for a second honeymoon. Richard will postpone his trip. Scooter and his ex-wife are going over finances and fighting about them. His ex still thinks that he is having an affair with Laura. Scooter asks Laura to go away for the weekend, however, she tells him that she can't go. Abby is trying to cook and Gary comes over to ask Abby about coming back to work when Abby asks about the business. And she says that, and Gary tells her that no one understands the books, and he asks about, what certain things mean in the books, and ask Abby to come back to work. However, Abby says that Karen fired her, so Karen wants her back, then Karen needs to ask. Laura is upset about the weekend and having it to be postponed. They fight. Richard calls Kenny about entertainment, and Laura overhears. Richard apologizes to Laura, and she is so mad. Karen and Abby are at lunch. Karen makes a joke and asks Abby to return back to work. Abby declines her offer. Then the clients come by Richard's office, and Richard's boss asks about bringing in some tea for the client and asks him to go check in on the party plans. Huda and Laura are looking at a house. Laura tells Huda that she can go with him now. Karen says Karen spent $112 on lunch, and Gary is just as frustrated as Karen. Abby shows up and asks Gary to help her, and Karen and tells Karen that she changed her mind, which is totally Abby. Richard is seen to the party and is considered a private party. Laura returns home, phone rings, and it is a woman. Laura and Scooter are on their way to the house. Karen is carrying boxes up the stairs to Abby while Gary is trying to sell a car, which is what they had planned. Abby is treating Karen as a secretary. Karen is about to lose her ever-loving mind on Abby. Scooter and Laura show up at the house, and she is uh, getting she is getting a feeling that why they're there isn't really why they're there. And then we are at the party, and the girls are singing and mingling with the clients. Richard is trying to talk about investments and real estate market. Scooter is trying to hit on Laura, and he is obvious about it. The party ends and everyone leaves. Richard sits on the couch and has a drink. However, he sees another woman on the floor and helps her, or tries to help her. She's not waking up, so he takes her back to her house. Scooter and Laura are kissing on the couch, and they stop. Basically, Laura tells him that the only reason why she's doing that is because of what Richard is doing tonight. And Scooter tells Laura, well, that's not really a good reason to do anything right now. So then they stop, and then they go get dinner. Richard is trying to get the girl um, to walk and without luck, and Tina and Laura are talking about her marriage and his marriage, um, and says that Laura says that Richard and her do not fight at all. Laura calls at home with no answer. Richard tries to wake her up by putting her in the shower, and Richard stays with her, tries to hold her up. Richard wakes up at her apartment and tries to get out of her apartment quickly. However, the woman kisses her. Laura is at home waiting for Richard. Laura knows that Richard is lying about what happened. Abby is with the auditor and she's trying to hit on him. Scooter and Laura are talking about their relationship. However, Richard comes over to the office and wants to talk to Laura. And he is actually telling Laura exactly what happened with the client. However, Laura doesn't believe him. The audit is done and they only owe, I guess, a few $100 to the IRS. Abby, Karen, and Abby start to talk about what Abby's going to do next. However, as she's packing up her boxes, Abby breaks the cup that Sid gave her when she started working at the dealership. Karen asks her to stay on, and they call a truce. Richard is talking to his boss about um, doing on with the client since he helped with the party. Um, and Richard gets gets paid for the party under the table. How and then Laura and Mitchell are not talking at all at dinner. So that's the end of that episode. It's kind of short and sweet, simple. So basically, we see Karen needing Abby's help, and then Gary tries to go get it. Abby says that Karen has to ask her. So basically, she's kind of pulling what JR pulled last season with Gary, where whoever needs a favor needs to come and ask for the favor, which I think is pretty funny because I mean, why would you expect that? You know, after the way that you come into the cul-de-sac, you shake everything up, so why would she come and ask you for help? I mean, come on, we get it together. Laura and Richard just need to end their marriage. I mean, that's just it. They don't want to stay together. They're proving that by Richard almost cheating on her, and then now she's almost cheating on Richard. I mean, come on, get out while the getting's good. We don't see Gary and Val together. Kenny and Ginger are in the episode. Lillie Mae is not in the episode. So that's pretty much it, you know. And we see Richard trying to be a good Samaritan with a girl that's at the party that needs help, you know, getting things together. So let's play some clips from this episode. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy. Hold on, I'm gonna go to. So that's Richard and Laura talking. I'm not gonna do Richard and Laura scenes because that's pretty much what they say. I do have to say that I do like Constance's hair in this season. I think it's very beautiful. Long. Alright, so again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
Well, I talked to all the dealers in the area, Mrs. Flashman, and nobody's got medium font. What can I tell you? It's a very popular color. Frankly, I prefer the red.
FEA.
Well, it's your decision.
Jerry, we need you.
I'll tell you what, Miss Flashman. Why don't you come on down and take a look at it? Yeah, right. Bye-bye.
Jerry, what does FEA stand for?
FEA. Fender replacement. No, front end alignment.
Front end alignment. Okay. How about TU?
TU. Transmission overhaul.
Underhaul. Gary, we're being audited on Monday. I don't have time to stand around and play 20 questions with the Internal Revenue Service.
Sure beats going over the books. I can't figure this out either.
Well, there must be somebody who can.
There is.
Somebody else.
Maybe you can hire a cryptographer.
You think this is very funny, don't you?
Karen, look. These are Abby's books. She's the only one who can read them. Now, I know how you feel about her. I don't want to hear her more than you do. She's a troublemaker. But I got to tell you, we haven't got much choice.
I fired her, Gary.
That was premature.
I had to.
Well, now you got to hire her back.
She is not a forgiving person. She's malicious, vengeful, vindictive.
Want me to talk to her?
No. Just don't tell her I asked you.
Why didn't Gary take that cue from Karen about Abby? Come on now. That's ridiculous. Hold on. Oh, that should have been Gary's first clue what Karen said to him. Come on now. Alright, and again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
Hi there.
Hi.
What are you making here?
Cake. Oh, it's all right. There's coffee over there if you want some.
Okay, thanks.
Hard day at the office, dear?
They're all hard.
How's business?
Not bad. Karen's doing a lot better than I expected.
Sorry to hear it.
In fact, the only place we're having any problems is in the clerical end.
Mix the yolks into a cup of sugar.
You know, you really did a number on those books. Nobody can read them.
Except me. All right. That's enough. Drown quietly, please.
Okay.
Abby. Just out of curiosity, what does TU stand for?
TU? Boy, I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Would you?
Would I what?
Come back to work.
Are you asking me or is Karen?
Well, we both want you back.
Then why aren't both of you here?
What difference does it make?
Well, Karen is the one who fired me. If Karen wants me back, Karen will have to ask me.
You know, I wasted.
That was classic Abby. Alright, and again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
We covered. Karen, this was really a lovely lunch. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm glad we could do it. It's nice to talk.
Mm-hmm. We covered a lot of subjects, too, didn't we? Children, clothes, hair, makeup.
Customary to discuss business over
I had to cut part of that conversation out. Sorry.
brandy and cigars. So, would you like a brandy? Cigar?
Mm-hmm.
Abby, I would like you to come back to work at Knotslanding Motors. I shouldn't have fired you in the first place, but it was difficult for me after Sid's death. I had a lot to contend with.
And I didn't, I suppose. Sid was gone, my children were missing. All I really did have was that job.
Well, there was so much bad feeling between us, I thought it would be better for both if we weren't
Lonely, Karen. You blamed me for a lot of things. That was your way of evening the score.
well. Now we're even.
Tell me, if you weren't being audited on Monday, would you still be asking me back?
Well, maybe not today, but eventually. Yes. It's been on my mind.
But you're in a bind right now.
So Karen, I think, just lied to Abby about about thinking about bringing her back to the shop. And that's funny. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
So you have to.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the answer is no.
Yes, right away.
Alright. I'm just gonna play this story out, so we'll see. Okay? This is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
What'd you order?
Shit. It's okay, I wasn't invited.
$112 for lunch? What'd you order?
She ordered 2 champagne cocktails, caviar, a $32 bottle of Chablis to wash down the lobster, and a Grand Marnier souffle. Now, what are we going to do on Monday?
Look, there's only one solution.
What?
We go through the books, and what we can't figure out, we make up.
Do you really think the IRS is that stupid?
Well, it is a government agency.
I should have strangled her in the parking lot.
Gary, could you give me a hand with this?
What the hell are you doing here?
I changed my mind.
Let's see now. Full bar,
That's pretty funny.
champagne.
Hold on 1 second. I was looking at something. Alright, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
You really like this color?
So what we see in the background while Gary's helping trying to sell cards, transferring up, and taking boxes upstairs to Abby. And Karen's looking at him like, what in the world?
Where do you want these?
Or anywhere. April or May?
You wanted May.
I'm gonna need April too.
Sure.
Could I have a cup of coffee, Karen?
Want some coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sugar?
Uh-huh.
No cream.
Right.
There we go.
Thank you. You know, you'd make a terrific secretary.
Karen is about to lose her ever-loving mind on them.
Sorry, meeting is at the.
She's about to lose her ever-loving mind. Alright, again, this is in accordance with the service policy.
She's appropriate. I've had it.
She's only going to be here a couple of
I
minutes.
have been up and down those stairs 9 times. She's appropriated my desk. She has me serving coffee and donuts.
You want me to run interference for you?
Is that a football metaphor?
Look, I'll tell you what. You talk Mrs. Fleischman into taking the bread, and I'll wait on Lucretia Borgia for a while, okay?
Karen! I won't give her the satisfaction.
Karen, I need you.
Coming!
Bye now.
Bye.
This is like the comedic side of knotslanding. I think it's hilarious. That's why I want to play this story out. So basically that was the end of Karen running up and down the stairs, and the next scene is going to be the last scene with the auditor. So, okay. And again, this is in accordance with the service policy.
Oh, what does VJ mean? Right, here. McDowell 21055. VJ.
Valve top.
Valve top. And OP.
Oil pump.
Oil pump. If you don't mind me saying so, Mrs. Cunningham, your bookkeeping methods are a bit unorthodox.
I know. I do everything that way.
It's been 3 hours already. Wow.
Yeah, they do take their time.
I wonder how it's going.
All I know is she's wearing a silk blouse and no bra.
Soap balls and no bra. Alright, again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
You really expect me to believe that?
$100.
Do we owe Uncle Sam any money?
Well, I haven't finished my final computations, but I believe it to be in the area of a few $100s. You know, it might be nice to treat Mrs. Cunningham to an accounting course. Double entry bookkeeping is really a thing of beauty.
We'll do that.
All right, well, so long.
So long. We passed.
That guy wasn't even tough, believe me.
He was overmatched.
Well, I bet you're gonna be real sorry to see me go.
I missed my desk.
Well, to tell you the truth, 4 days is about all I can take anyway. I mean, I like to work. Car dealership? No, I think maybe an advertising agency or a public relations firm, or maybe even buying for some fabulous store. I've forgotten just how dull this place was. Nothing but mechanics and salesmen. Well, it's different for you, of course. I mean, you have your whole life here. It's a challenge to you. I don't intend to spend the rest of my life, however, selling cars. I want something new for glamorous.
This is where Abby knocks over her cup that Seth gave her, and so she kind of breaks down in this moment. Again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
gave me this cup. He had it made for me, a little place down in Venice. He gave it to me the first day I started to work here. Oh, well. It's just a cup.
Abby, how would you feel about staying on? I mean, no, till something interesting comes up.
After what I put you through, are you kidding?
I'm willing to call it a draw. Are you?
Point set match.
Well, the whole thing was.
Alright, that's just a sweet little scene I wanted to end that episode on. So, I think Karen realized that Abby did need something to do during the day, and that's why she brought her back. And then also, I think that, Abby did help Karen out when she needed it. So, I think that was really sweet. So, I think that Karen was hoping that they could eventually work out their problems. But as we know, it's kind of like a push and pull. So I kind of see, if I were to categorize the characters on knotslanding and match them with the characters on Dallas, I think Abby is JR and Karen is Bobby, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion. That's the way I feel. I just think that that's the way that the creators made the characters. But again, the villains or the bad guys, the villains or whatever you will, with knotslanding are multifaceted, multidimensional. You don't just see the bad. We as the viewers see the heart of them as opposed just to the bad. So that's what I feel like that they are that's the way that they're matched up. So now this is gonna be a very interesting episode. It's just gonna be kind of like the next couple of this next episode gonna be kind of short, and then we'll do episode 9, and then episode 10 I didn't write a lot, and then we're gonna be on episode 11. Yeah. So episode 8 is called Mistaken Motives. So we see that Diana is out with her boyfriend, and Val is at Karen's helping with volunteer work, and Val is really impressed with how Karen is handling everything. Diana comes home, however, Karen is at the door waiting for her with her back on the other door because they have like one of those doors that have two sides, and you open one and the other side can open. So she's standing on the side that Diane is not going to come through, waiting for her. And then Karen starts to yell at Diana for coming home late because it's after midnight. Diana said, well, if I'm going to be taking on more responsibilities as an adult, I should be able to do whatever I want. However, Karen doesn't see it that way, and then Karen forbids Diana to see Roy anymore. So she's having, and I kind of put this in there, she's having a hard time being both mom and dad. Val tries to encourage Karen to go to group therapy, which is for grief. Next, we see that Ginger is trying to calm Erin Molly. I guess she's crying through the night. Kenny comes in and tries to help, it doesn't work. And then next we see that, this I put down, which I kind of find interesting. Throughout the whole series, I've seen Karen have the same, almost exact same wardrobe at night. So she has like this little red with black on it, like polka dots or whatever, that she's worn in all three seasons, and we even see it past season 3. And it's just something that I noticed it, so I wrote it down. So I just never noticed that. So I think that that is just kind of a good a thing that I noticed. And then she's getting into her bed and she's missing Sid because her and Val kind of talked about it. Diana is at school with her friend. Roy pulls up and asks Diana to go for a ride and to go to a party later. However, Diana says no, that she needs to spend some time at home. Karen ends up going to the grief meeting, and Val's friend, who I learned is Bill, sees her and tries to have her come into the support group. Karen, and you see throughout this, Karen is feeling uncomfortable, and she ends up walking out when a lady is talking about picking up her husband's ashes and how they were describing it. So Karen walks out, and Val's friend, however, finds her. However, Karen is laughing about the situation. Karen and Bill go out for ice cream, and they talk about their their spouses. And Karen left. Diana is at home, and and Bill called and left a message for Karen. And Diana is not happy. Next, we see that Lillie Mae is given tea. Um, and Val, given to the Bill, and Val pays him for the roof work. And Lillie Mae invites him to the party. However, Val is not happy about it, so Lillie Mae is trying to be the social butterfly of the cul-de-sac now. And then we see that Ginger and Kenny are at the doctor talking about Aaron Lowry's crying at night, and the doctor tells them that they need to get out and have a sitter to come and stay with Aaron Lowry. Michael is playing basketball with Bill, and Michael offers for and Bill offers to take Karen out to dinner, and Karen says no. Michael asks him to stay for dinner, and then Karen tells Diana, and Diana's not happy about it. Bill says that dinner was good, and Michael is now a question asker. Oh, excuse me. Bill wants to take them out to the movie, however, Eric has a date, and Diana doesn't want to. I guess she has a babysitting job. And then Karen and Bill, so Karen, Bill, and Michael go to the movie, and it's after the movie. Karen and Bill are at Karen's house again, and they are talking about how their spouses have passed. Bill felt comfortable enough to tell Karen how his wife had passed and hugs Karen. Diana sees and walks out, so she's kind of getting the wrong idea about what happened. Val asks Diana to come to the party, however, she declines because she's mad at Val for suggesting that Karen go to the group and meeting Val. Diana tells Val how she feels, and then the babysitter comes over for Kenny and Ginger, and they go to Val's. However, they are nervous. Eric and Diana talk about Bill, and Diana is not happy, and Eric tries to reason with her. Lillie Mae serves dinner. Abby is talking to Bill. Lillie Mae corners Kenny about her song. Bill wanted to surprise Karen about being at the party. Diana is at a different party at the beach, and she does not want to go home, so she's just staying there just to spend some time. And then she tries to move in on Roy. Lillie Mae plays a song for everyone. Um, um, However, Kenny wasn't there. Karen is lip singing during the whole song, so you kind of know that Karen already knew the song. So I think that was a mistake on Michelle's part to where she just started singing lip singing because it was a catchy tune. So I don't think that that was planned at all. She was just doing that because that's what Michelle does, I think. Um, Kenny snuck out to go check on Aaron and Molly. Diana and Roy are talking, and then Diana drinks. Bill and Karen is at Karen's house talking about what Bill wants as opposed to what Karen wants. However, she feels uncomfortable, and Karen tells Bill that she's not ready. She just needs a friend to talk to, and I put nothing more, nothing less. Karen told him to come by when he checks on Val's roof. And then next we see that Roy and Diana are in the car with an open can. The police are trying to pull Roy over, however, he won't stop, and then he gets they both get taken to jail over the fact how reckless he was driving. And then Lillie Mae comes over to see Kenny to give him her tape, and she goes to help them with Aaron Lowry by moving the crib, and then Aaron Lowry starts crying. Karen gets a call saying that Diana was in jail. Karen called Richard, and Diana is scared while being in jail. However, Diana was not actually arrested, and she walks away from Karen because of what happened. Diana did not like Bill. Diana breaks down, and then they end up having a heart to heart. And Karen go get ice cream. So that's basically the story. So Val was Val was trying to do the right thing and recommending that Karen go to the group to help her with what she's going through. Um, and then uh, Diane doesn't like it because she feels that Karen is moving on too soon, and Karen is just not seeing it that way. As much as she wants to, have that, she's not ready, and she tells Bill as much. However, Bill's not buying it. So I think that that's something. So right now, I think instead of all the couples, I think we're just trying to focus in on Karen and how she's gonna handle this new life and this new journey without sin, and trying to help and trying to raise the kids on her own. And so they're really trying to show how independent they're trying to make her. I think before they bring in dun dun dun, before they bring in the heavy hitter, Mr. Mac, Marion Patrick McKenzie. So that's just my opinion. Um, I think that, it really did show as well with how sometimes babies can be difficult and they do cry to the night. And sometimes you just have to let them cry. Sometimes you have to try other methods. And I think what Lillie Mae did was really sweet in helping them move the crib. I think Diana, it's really showing the mother-daughter relationship between Diana and Karen and how, you know, a crisis or a life-changing event can change a family's dynamic. Because, like I said before, I've lived through that very similar situation. Although we didn't necessarily talk in our family about it, not until way later, like I was in my 30s, but we didn't really talk about it. So therefore, I think it's really sweet the way that Diana and Karen, even though that they're having their ups and downs right now, and I think this is the first time that we see Diana kind of rebel against her mother a little bit, um, moving forward in the upcoming seasons. So I think that that's kind of hard to watch. However, I like the fact that they kind of come together in the end. We didn't see Richard and Laura in this episode. we didn't see Val and Gary in this episode. We just saw a little bit of Val in the beginning, and then the middle, and then the end, and then Lillie Mae with Val at the party, and then with the baby at the end. Oh, and then her singing, which I'm not going to play her song because I don't want to get copywritten with YouTube, so I'm not going to play that. However, I do like the fact that michelelee was lip singing to the song, so I think that, as much as she was trying not to, I think she just couldn't help it, which I think is hilarious. So, that's that episode. And again, we didn't really see much of the other kids um, other than Diana, and I don't think we saw Abby all that much in this episode either. So, this was a very Karen heavy episode. Alright, so let me play some scenes from this episode. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it. And again, this is mistaken motives. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
Your left hand. Out to sleep by now. My mother never sleeps.
Boy, I do not know how you do it.
Well, it's not that hard. You just put the envelope in your left hand and...
No, come on. I mean, you. Working all day, shopping, the house. You still up half the night doing all this volunteer work.
I like to keep busy.
I think she's trying to keep busy to keep her mind off of what's really going on in her life, which is missing Sid, and trying to deal with the group. So that's just my opinion. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
Night, Roy.
Roy Thompson, the noted juvenile delinquent.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, Val. He's not a juvenile delinquent.
Right, by now he's an adult delinquent.
Good night.
It's after midnight, Diana,
Yes?
and a school night.
If I'm old enough to take on your duties
Making the dinner and doing the laundry does not make you an adult.
Look, I'm sorry I came in late, and I won't do it again. Okay?
And I don't want you seeing Roy Thompson or riding motorcycle. Well, somebody has to.
And again, this is where I think that Karen is just having a hard time doing both mom and dad. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
Sid was always... I blew it, huh?
Well, it's hard.
That was Michelle's voice, not Karen's voice. Just saying. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
Let's call it a night.
You know, that contractor who's working on our house,
Yep.
Bill Medford.
I've seen him on your roof.
Well, I was talking to him. Lost his wife last year.
So?
Well, he goes to this therapy group.
Therapy.
Well, it's grief therapy. He was telling me about it.
Well, not for me, Val. I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. It's just Diana who's driving me crazy.
See, that's just it. I mean, that's just the kind of thing they talk about. I bet a lot of those people are having trouble with their kids, and maybe just listening to them will make it easier for you. Come on, I'm gonna write the number down.
Easier? Only Sid can make it easier. Can grief therapy bring Sid back?
She kind of got into that mode when talking to Sal about when she was having her little problem in season 5. And then the next scene we see her and her red PJs trying to be comforted with a pillow. Alright, I'm gonna play this scene because this is hilarious. And again, this is in accordance to 223 policy.
Get rid of the guilt.
Well, we've heard from just about everyone tonight. Karen, you've been introduced. Would you like to tell us something about yourself while you're here?
I'd rather wait if that's okay.
Sure, whenever you're ready. Edith, we haven't heard from you tonight.
Well, I don't know whether I want to share this with you people or not.
Come on, Edith.
Oh, come on, Edith.
Come on.
It's hard starting, but once it gets started, it's okay.
Okay. I picked up Bert today. Took me 6 months to get up enough nerve to collect his ashes. It was awful. The place. It's like a rundown gift shop. The woman who runs the place, she took me up on the second floor where Bert was, on a shelf, and a thing that looked like a big Dixie cup. It was Bert's idea, being cremated, not mine. Then this woman wrapped the ashes. She wrapped some paper around them, and she tied the string in a bow. But first she had to show them to me. She said, most people think that the ashes are powdery, but they're not. They're just
Karen walks out,
curly little
Will
pieces
follows
of
her.
shell.
Everyone else is trying to keep it cool.
Karen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay, really.
It's just so ridiculous. Bert. Oh my God, Bert in a Dixie cup. I can't.
I don't think I've ever seen her laugh like that. Even in before we lost it, I think that that's the first time that Michelle really let that out. I think it's hilarious. And again, this is in accordance to 223 policy.
Hello? Who is this? No, this is her daughter. My mother isn't home yet. Sure, I'll tell her.
So Diana's really like how Karen was.
Oh, hi. What are you doing up?
Bill Medford just called.
You did?
Yeah. He left you a message.
Oh, what did he say?
He wants you to know that he had a great time tonight. And he thinks you're one terrific lady.
So I got a couple of ads to play here, so I think that this shows like how, kids maybe sometimes feel their parent is gonna date after they lose the spouse, and not by divorce, but by the other way. So I think that really shows how a lot of kids feel when this happens, especially the older ones. Now, my mom didn't date until we were a little bit older, and she never really brought them around unless she was serious about them. So she actually ended up dating one of my high school classmates' father. We didn't know it at the time. So quite hilarious. And then we kind of laugh about how we were almost stepsisters. So, I'm trying to see. I'm not gonna play a lot of these scenes because they talk about. I am gonna play this scene. And again, this is in quantity 2 policy. Oh, wait, hold on.
Got a minute? Yeah, sure.
and again, this is according to the 230 policy.
Diana? Hi, Val. Got a minute? Yeah, sure. I just wanted you to know you're welcome to come to the party tonight. Thanks, but I've got other plans. Oh, okay. Well, if you change your mind, there's plenty of food. I won't. Diana? Is something wrong? Come on. You can tell me. Why did you fix my mother up with that creep? What are you talking about? What's his face? Medford. Oh, I wasn't trying to make a match, if that's what you mean. I just suggested that she go to the group that he belongs to. You know, to help her. Well, she doesn't need him or his group. Well, maybe not, but if they're getting along, why don't you like him? Because he's hitting on her. Oh, Diana, you're wrong. It's not like that. They're friends. Yeah. Fine, you're early.
No, my bike broke down, so I came by to tell you I'll be a little late. About 7:30?
Sure.
All right. See you.
My mother does what she wants, and from now on, I'm going to do what I want. I didn't say anything.
I was like, what did I get myself into now? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, again, I'm not going to play. Oh, wait, I forgot. We did see Abby at Val's party. She was trying to hit on, I was going to play this kitchen scene, but I'm not going to, because that is a little bit more, says a lot. Oh, wait, here we go. I like this scene. This scene is really sweet. And again, this is in accordance with the 230 policy.
Kenny, please don't.
Oh,
Who could that be at this hour?
I don't know.
I saw the lights on, so I knew you were up. Oh dear, the baby's crying.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Oh, Kenny, you didn't hear my song at the party, so I... Look at here, Molly. Well, anyway, here's a cassette of the song. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Where are you going?
There's a little trick my mama taught me. Your mother's all right. Yes, my sweetheart. Yes, you darling little thing.
What are you doing?
But just hold on. I've almost got it. You gotta face the crib in the right direction. Head toward the moon, and little feet facing the North Star. Now have a good night.
They're laughing, but now Molly stopped crying. They're thinking, oh boy. Now, listen, this next scene. Alright, here we go. One in according to 230's policy. There we go.
Hold it. Don't dump on me now.
I want an explanation.
Tell you what, I won't explain anything to you, and you don't have to explain
What does
anything
this have to do
me.
with me?
Just leave me alone.
I don't want to know why you went out drinking and God knows what with that punk.
Well, it's not like you to throw yourself at the first guy who comes out of the woodwork. I saw you kissing Bill Medford last night?
Look, I don't know what you think you saw, young lady, but you're wrong.
How could you do that? He's so ordinary. He's nothing like...
Daddy.
I know it's going to happen sooner or later. I mean, you're young and everything, but I just don't know how to handle it.
You think I do? Do you think I'm not terrified?
Well, you sure didn't look terrified.
Okay, kid, listen. Nothing happened between Bill and me, and there was no chance that anything could have happened. Not now. I love Sid Fairgate as much now as ever. Only now he's not here, so instead of love feeling wonderful, it hurts like hell.
Don't you think it hurts me too? Oh, Mommy, I miss him so much.
I know you miss him. And I know you need him. Hey, we're in this nightmare together. How come we're at each other's throats, huh?
I don't know.
What are we? Competing for the who can be more miserable prize? Diana, I'm too filled with Daddy to think of any other man. But I'm unhappy about that. I want the pain to go away. See, loving Daddy taught me how wonderful love feels. I want to feel that feeling for someone again. And when I'm able to, I don't want to fear you. You're my enemy.
Oh, I'm not your enemy. I'm sorry I said.
I know. It's okay. You just misunderstood. So did Bill Medford. I guess I'm just giving out wrong signals. I have to brush up on my technique.
You don't need any technique.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't. But I'm on new ground now. You know, we both are. And we can't afford to fight.
I don't want to fight. I love you.
Come on, let's get some ice cream. Getting people out of jail always makes me hungry.
That was a sweet way to end that episode. I know it started off kind of rocky. We're almost there. Alright, this is going to be a fun one. This is a fun episode. Oh, you know what? Let me turn the light on because it's getting dark out. Bear with me. Alright. So this next episode is very the Lillie Mae, so we're no, it's going to be a fun one. So this episode is called The Rose and the Bear, and we open up with Lillie Mae, Karen, and Adele in the car. Lillie Mae's going to go do service project, however, she doesn't really. Karen and Adele drop her off, and then after they drop Lillie Mae off, Karen and Val talk about their relationship, Val and Lillie Mae's relationship. However, Lillie Mae is going to bingo instead and makes a friend. Alan picks up Olivia. Oh, I forgot about it. Evan picks up Olivia at the bus. I said it was supposed to be bus. and Olivia has a father-daughter night at school, and Olivia is not sure how she feels about it because her dad's no longer in the picture, and she doesn't have anyone to take her. And Abby says that they'll think of something. Next, we see Lillie Mae is walking with her friend in the park and is telling falsehoods. That's what I like to put, like falsehoods. She has met her match. Next, we see that Scooter gives Laura a new listing. However, it is his house. Laura tells Scooter that she's trying again with her marriage. And then we see that Val goes to Abby and they talk about Olivia's father night. Val volunteers Gary to go to it with Olivia. Dun dun dun. However, I don't think that's such a good idea, and we'll run why. Uh, Lillie Mae comes. Val tells Gary that she volunteered him to go to Olivia's school for Father's Night, and then Gary's not sure about it. Lillie Mae tells him that she's having a dinner guest. Gary is really going to kick out of Lillie Mae. I mean, it's just hilarious. And then Val is not buying what's really going on, and neither is Gary. Oh, so Jackson comes over and he's telling falsehoods as well. Val is not buying Jackson's falsehood, and neither is Gary. Gary leaves to go rehearse with Olivia. Richard and Laura are having dinner together. Lillie Mae is singing for her friend and Val. They are having dinner. And Laura and Richard are already fighting. Laura wants to talk to Richard and they fight. Olivia and Gary practice the magic trick. I guess Olivia's arm is so sprained. Olivia goes to bed. Abby tries to get Gary to stay for coffee and he refuses because he has to take Jackson home. Val is not impressed with Jackson and asks Gary has him tagged. And they kind of fight about it. So Lillie Mae and Val kind of fight about Jackson. And Val tells Lillie Mae to be careful. Laura goes to Scooter's and there is his ex-wife. Next we see that Gary is home. And Val asks him about Jackson and his house and everything like that. Lillie Mae meets Jackson in the park the next day and has flowers for her. He is still telling tales. Lillie Mae goes and sees the farm and how pretty it is. Lillie Mae and Jackson are babysitting Aaron Marries later in the day. Jackson steals from Kenny and Ginger, so it's about $200, and tries to get her to go to Vegas to get married, and she says yes. Next we see Lillie Mae and Jackson leave for Vegas. Abby asks Gary to go for lunch, and Karen overhears and is not liking it. She asks Gary what's going on. Karen tells him to be careful. Scooter apologizes to Laura. Laura wishes them well. Jackson is playing games in the back of the bus and then ends up losing the money that he stole from Ginger and Kenny. Gary comes home and is not Lillie Mae. And then they go upstairs, blah blah blah. And then we see that Lillie Mae is singing to a girl on the bus. Ginger is exercising and Kenny is needing some cash. However, there is no money in the emergency jar. Ginger and Kenny are concerned about the money. Kenny goes over to talk to Val and Gary about it. Val is concerned. Lillie Mae calls. She's in Vegas. And Lillie Mae is learning what is going on with Jackson. And Jackson tells her the truth. And she starts laughing. Laura and Richard are fighting. Val and Gary are leaving for Vegas and Abby is not happy. However, they're trying to go after Lillie Mae. And then Jackson is trying to get a gig for Lillie Mae so they can make it back to California. Jackson tells a lie to get her on stage. Lillie Mae is performing. Gary and Val find Lillie Mae. Jackson leaves once he sees Val and Gary. Gary, Olivia, and Abby leave for the show, and Val is unsure. And this is where the line says, "Oh wait, no, it's not." So and so is Lillie Mae. So basically, they're trying to get a funny feeling about how much time Gary and Abby are spending together. So, again, I say, Richard and Laura need to get a divorce. Kenny and Ginger are right on the ball with Jackson. Like, we didn't see a lot of interaction with them, but the fact that, they said that Lillie Mae wouldn't have stolen the money, that it had to be Jackson. So I think that was a good thing for them to recognize. And then the fact that they went right over to tell Gary and Val about it. And then that's when Lillie Mae called Val, which I think is good. And then we didn't really see. So this is very Lillie Mae friendly. I think it was funny that Lillie Mae and Jackson both just started laughing at the fact that they were trying to use one another, because Jackson thought that Lillie Mae had doing money because of her daughter, but then come to find out that he wasn't listening to her the whole time when she was saying, "I'm not rich, it's my daughter's family, and even she's not that rich." So therefore, he wasn't paying attention to Lillie Mae when he was trying to tell her that. But I guess when you want things to have happened, you're just gonna go for it no matter what, right? So there's really not a lot to analyze here. It's just a sweet episode with Lillie Mae. I think they're just trying to bring her character in a little bit more and kind of build up her character so that they can use her more within the seasons, which I think is really sweet. And we will see that more in season 5, 4, and 5. Um, so let's see what kind of things I can pull from this episode. I'm not going to do a lot because there really is not a lot to do. So let's just see what we got. Alright. And again, this is in Constitution Service Policy. I'm just trying to see. This is a good scene to start with. And again, this is in Constitution Service Policy.
Can I help, Sugar? No thanks, Mama. Dinner's almost. Not love to do it. I couldn't ask him to do that.
Well, heck, then I'll ask him. You really think he wouldn't mind?
I think you better tell Abby to get somebody else.
Not a chance. Olivia is counting on you. Now we're just going to figure out something for you to do.
Can I help, Sugar? No thanks, Mama. Dinner's almost ready.
Lillie Mae, you look terrific.
I've got a gentleman caller coming for dinner.
What?
He used to be an artist's manager. Gave Patsy Cline her star.
Well, Mama, why didn't you let me know ahead of time? I mean, I could have made something extra.
Well, I wanted to, sweetie, but you weren't here when I got home, and I wanted to jump in the tub.
Right, I was out shopping for dinner for 3. I mean, we don't have enough for company.
Well, aren't we having chicken fricassee?
Yes, Mama, we are having chicken fricassee, but I don't have enough chicken.
Well, just add a little more rice. I mean, you can feed an army on chicken fricassee if you got enough rice.
Mama, that is not the point. You at least should have told me.
Honey, I don't think one more is going to hurt.
That's right. He's not expecting anything special. Well, I'll just set another place.
Gary, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I want to be nice to her friends, but she is going to have to meet me halfway.
Oh, there he is. His name is Jackson Mobley. Now, whatever I say, back me up.
Here, Mama, back you up.
I suppose the strangest thing I ever saw as a boy was when I was living on my Uncle Curtis's farm. We raised chickens, and a mess of those old hens got a craving for lightning bugs. And one night as I was walking past the hen house, all was dark, except for these eggs that were glowing like electric light bulbs. We used those eggs the rest of the summer to light up the house.
That's the tallest tale I've ever heard.
Son, these aren't tall tales I've been telling you. That's the God's honest truth.
That's calling the dog if I ever heard it.
Gary, don't you think it's about time for you to go on over and rehearse with Olivia?
Oh, right. Ladies and gents, sorry to run off. Duty calls.
Don't forget you promised to drive Jackson home.
No, I won't forget. I won't be late.
Don't be.
I'm a fool for your cooking, Lillie Mae. I can't remember where I've had a more delicious meal.
Thank you kindly, Jackson. Of course, Val helped.
Oh, thank you, Mama.
I reckon you're ready to hear a few tunes. I've got my harp in the other room.
Alright, I'm not gonna play the music because I don't want to get dinged. I'm not gonna play the magic trick between Abby and Olivia. Oh, this is a real sweet scene here. And again, this is in accordance with the series policy.
Oh, he is such a gentleman. Mama, he is the biggest teller of tales that I have ever met in my life. He's got the touch of the poet, all right. Everything he said was an exaggeration from beginning to end. Valine, there are two kinds of minds in this world. There are minds that are logical and rational and sticklers for details. And then there are minds that are inspired by a larger vision. Now, it's no fault of yours, but you've got one kind and Jackson and I have the other. I mean, we see beauty and magic in what others find dull. You may get your facts straight, but we see the truth.
Mama, you are chasing your dreams again. That's going to get you in trouble.
Well, if I didn't have my dreams, sugar, might as well lay down and die.
Yeah, but you live in your dreams. And see, all I'm trying to do is get you to live in reality.
You want me to believe that I'm an old woman with no talent, and I never will believe that. Now, Jackson sees something in me that you never have, sugar, and I'm not going to listen to you talk against him.
Okay, Mama. You just be careful.
Val telling her to be careful. Alright. Oh, this one right here. And again, this is in accordance with the series policy. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh. Oh. I have to start it over again. Hold on. I have to start it over.
Is he for lunch, Gary?
Oh, I'm meeting Val.
And again, this is in accordance with the series policy.
Showroom line 2.
Are you, busy for lunch, Gary?
Oh, I'm meeting Val. Sorry.
Can't blame a girl for trying. Oh, by the way, I got you a magician's cape with a red lining and a top hat for tonight.
Oh, terrific. I won't feel so naked when I saw little girls in hair.
And I got Olivia the most adorable costume. She's so excited she can hardly stand it. Do you think you could come by about 7:30 so you can have a little dress rehearsal before you?
Yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
Gary, I'd like you to look these over for me.
Sure.
Am I interrupting something, or is this a game that three can play?
Oh, well, I'd sure love to find out, but I've got work to do. 7:30, Gary?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
Oh, I'm taking Olivia to Father's Night at her school.
Whose idea was that?
Val's. Olivia and I are doing a magic act together.
Well, be careful. Abby's hand is quicker than her eye.
What?
Never mind.
Gary's like, uh-oh, what's going on? Oh, wait, I'll play that soon. And again, this is according to today's policy.
You go. Oh, Val, we were getting married. You sound like an old wet hen. Did you get us our room?
Not yet, honey bunch. I thought I'd like to do a little gambling first.
You go ahead, Sugar, but I'd like to freshen up, so why don't we register first?
Well, okay, Sugar Pie, but we're going to have to use your credit card. They don't take one.
My credit card? I don't have a credit card.
Oh, no use for them, huh? Well, I don't blame you. I prefer cash myself. It's just that I'm getting a little low.
Is that why you wanted to gamble first so you could raise money for the room?
Oh, now, don't worry about it. Good gambler. And I'll win it all back if you could just lend me $50.
What, did you bring any money with you?
Well, I lost most of it on the crap game at the bus.
Oh, you're a great gambler, all right.
Honey, I'm sorry to get us off on the wrong foot like this. And I promise you we won't be living off your money forever. But if you could just stake us to a room and some chips for me, I'll win it all back in no time.
I can tell you we won't be living off my money forever.
No, we won't. I don't believe it. I wouldn't count myself no kind of a man unless I could support a wife. It's just that...
Jackson, you might as well know now as later. I'm poor as a church mouse.
But you're a Ewing.
I told you my daughter married a Ewing.
Can't you call her?
She isn't exactly that kind of Ewing. Besides, I'd rather die than ask her for money. Now, Jackson Mobley, you're just going to have to use that talent of yours as an artist manager to get me a gig.
Lillie Mae, I got another confession.
What?
I've never worked a day as an artist manager in my life.
What?
It was just a tall tale like all the rest of it.
You mean you were telling me all those things because you thought I was rich? You were hustling me? And I was trying to impress you.
And I was conning you.
We had a couple of old fools who got exactly what we deserved.
Laura, you hung my jacket up with the wrong trousers. Look at this. I mean, there's no point in spending a lot of money on clothes if you're going to treat me the same.
And again, this is in accordance to today's policy.
Really beautiful.
Sugar, what are you doing here?
Are you kidding? We have been worried sick.
It was very nice, Lillie.
Now, what did you do? Are you married yet?
No, honey, we're not married. Excuse me, Sugar Plum.
But, Mama... Jackson? Jackson? Jackson.
Oh, forgive me, Lillie Mae. The best thing for you is for me to get out of your life.
Without even saying goodbye?
I didn't think you'd ever want to see me again.
You told some tall tales. Well, I've told my share, too. Much as I hate to admit it.
Well, I stole some money from your neighbor to get us here. $200.
Well, you also got me this gig. I'll pay them back with the money I made.
Lillie Mae, when I first met you, I thought you were my mule. I thought if I played my cards right, I could retire in style. But somewhere along the way, I really fell in love with you. Now, I don't blame you if you don't believe another word I said, but I swear, that's the truth.
I believe you, Jackson. Because I know what I feel in my own heart.
Not the marrying kind.
You don't have to explain to me, Jackson. I understand.
We're quite a couple, aren't we?
Indeed, we are.
I'll tell you what. You take my magic talisman. It's always been lucky. You keep it for me. Someday I'll come back, and we'll really go to Nashville.
You got yourself a deal. Ta-da!
That was really sweet. I love it. Okay, now here we're going to play this. This is in accordance to today's policy. This is the very last scene of this episode.
I'll just get it. Well, I thought it was fathers only tonight.
Oh, it is. I'm serving dessert. honey. We're just like a real family.
Don't worry, honey, we won't be late.
Okay.
I'd look out for that man of mine if I were you.
So now you're going to start giving me advice about men?
You got a good thing going here, Darlene. You got to protect your dream.
I'm sorry that things didn't work out with Jackson.
Oh, don't you go feeling sorry for me, Sugar. Oh, I wasn't ready to settle down.
Well, I think you're taking it very well, and I'm real proud of you.
Sugar, I had a ball. Besides, now I can add Sidewinder Lounge Las Vegas to my resume. In show business, we call it good for the bio.
Mama, you are the silliest.
So that was a sweet episode. And next we have another one-off with Dun Dun Dun, The Three Sisters. Now, this episode, you might think, aired during Halloween time. However, it did not air during Halloween time. I'm wondering why they didn't put this episode in that time frame, but it is what it is, so at least I don't think it did. Hold on, let me look that up. When did... Hold on. When did... Landing Season 3, Episode 10. Yeah, so ironically, The Three Sisters actually aired on January 21st of 1982. So this episode did not air during Halloween season. It aired after Christmas, which makes sense because I always wondered about the Christmas time episode. So, anyways, alright. So this episode is The Three Sisters. I'm not going to play a lot of clips from it just because there's not really a lot. This episode is very self-explanatory. I think there's like one or two clips I might play, but not a whole bunch. So basically we open with seeing the house that is shown of the house that they're going to, and throughout the beginning of the episode we go back from the house to the cul-de-sac to the house to the cul-de-sac. So then we're back at the cul-de-sac and the ladies are getting ready to leave. However, Abby, so it was originally supposed to be Val and Laura and Lillie Mae, and then they did invite Karen, however Karen said no at first, and then Abby invited herself. And then so they're waiting for Abby, and then Karen is not going. However, Karen ends up going because they want her to cancel out Abby, and then they say that they take the station wagon, then Karen can go. And the way that they have it is Karen driving Laura's in the front. Ginger was supposed to go too. So all the ladies go, and then it's Ginger and Lillie Mae, and then and Val, and then Abby's in the back. So next we see that Laura, and the reason why they're going to this house is that Laura is getting ready to sell it. Abby goes through the books that she got from the library, and she says that may not be haunted. The three ghosts are, and the ghosts are usually three, so the two sisters, and then the very last sister just passed away recently. And then we see that they pull up to the house. Karen fake leaves Abby in the car, which means she didn't open up the back of the car to let Abby out. Laura has the key, however, the door is unlocked. The doors all close on their own, and it scares the ladies. Ginger starts to miss Aaron Maui quite a bit as she walks in. Lillie Mae and Val go to use the bathroom once Laura shows them the plans, and then they take a picture of Val up on in the stairwell, and then they get a draft. And then the fountain was on. However, the fountain wasn't on when they first arrived to the house. And then Val can't get out of the bathroom, and the ladies hear Val, and she was locked in. And then the ladies let her out, and then Lillie Mae sees something going on with her hands. Abby tells them about what happened to the three sisters. Val is scared, and so Clara was there, and Clara let the other orbits in. The ladies are outside talking. Then Karen and Laura are in the basement. However, they're not sure what is going on. Lillie Mae tells Val that they need to leave. She's feeling uneasy. Val is getting too into this. Laura and Karen find Ginger and Abby. Finds Ginger and Abby scares them. Laura takes a picture and an earthquake happens. They try to leave the house, however, Karen's car won't start. They have to stay the night and try to call the auto club, and the phone is dead. Lillie Mae tells them that she is concerned about Val. Abby and Laura are in the dining room, and the rest come in, and they hear a noise. A guy comes in the house and tells them that the house does what it wants to do. Lillie Mae asks him why no one will come by at night, and then he leaves. Oh, excuse me. Val wants to go to sleep in the upstairs, and Lillie Mae goes with her. Val gets up and sees the three sisters. Val sees the three sisters in their bed, and then as Lillie Mae are sleeping, Val gets up and walks out. Lillie Mae follows her, and the ladies go after Lillie Mae. Something happened in the library, and we're thinking that that's where the mother passed away. Lillie Mae goes looking for Val. Val's in the basement with the three ghosts. Karen goes after Lillie Mae, and the three are dancing around Val still. Karen brings Lillie Mae back. Lillie Mae is really concerned about Val, and the girls and Val. Ginger is still concerned. The ladies all gather in the film room. Val hides from everyone, and she is led upstairs by the three sisters. Lillie Mae finds her and follows her. Lillie Mae yells Val's name, and the ladies try to help her. Lillie Mae breaks the curse, and the three are gone. And as the ladies are leaving the house, the car starts, and the three are in the picture with the Val on the are on the stairs. Yeah. Oh, these hours. So there's really not a lot to analyze unless you really are into ghost stories. I believe in spirits. I do believe in doing something that's there. I do think that this could have happened. And it's almost like basically what the ladies were saying is that the reason why the other ladies did not get entangled with the three sisters is because they were all mothers and they're all fulfilling their motherly roles, whereas Val was not able to because Lucy was taken away from her. So therefore, the spirit of the mother of the three girls kind of took over Val, and that's why Val could see them and not everyone else. So that kind of explains it. Like there's some unfinished business with Val and Lucy. So that was just a quick episode. There's really not a lot there. I just like how they did a episode with all Karen Val, Lillie Mae, Laura, Ginger, Abby, with all 6 ladies that they did that kind of an episode. I think that was really sweet, kind of bonding them together. But like I said, there's really not a lot to analyze, so we'll just go ahead and go into the clips. Like I said, I'm not gonna play a lot, so we'll just kind of run through it real quick and see what I want to play. So here, we'll just play them leaving. And again, this is an quantitative service policy.
About 100 miles up. I know she will. Why don't you wait till we get on the road before you start to worry? I'm not worried. We're definitely staying overnight, right? Yeah, at a motel. You want to drive 100 miles up and 100 miles back in the same day. Believe me, your baby will survive one night of cow's milk. I know she will. I'm excited about going. I don't want to cramp us in the car, but I don't want the sandwiches to spoil either. Well, why don't we keep them in the car? That way we can start eating immediately. Morning. Sounds good to me. Hi. Hi. Karen. Haven't you left yet? We're waiting for Abby. Oh, imagine that. Well, are you excited about your great adventure? Well, we'd be more excited if you were coming with us. Oh, boy, I wish I could.
Come on, Karen. Gary can take care of the dealership for 2 days. I know the real reason. Karen believes all those stories about the house, scared she goes.
Oh, no. It's the prospect of seeing ghosts that makes this trip very hard to resist. So don't resist.
Just remember, Karen, no ghosts in the whole of time ever hurt anybody. Ooh.
Mama. Hi. Listen, I'm sorry. I had to call Susan Mulhern and make sure she was picking the kids up at school. Did you change your mind, Karen? No. Oh, well, I'm so excited about this. And I'm so glad you invited me, Laura. I didn't invite you. You invited you. Please come, Karen, and cancel her out.
Won't be nearly as much fun without you.
Well, there's no room. There is if we take your station wagon. Uh-huh.
The old Mifflin house, skeletons in the closets, ghosts in the woodwork. Ooh. Come on.
So Karen ends up going. Surprise. Oh, hold on. Hold on. So, and again, this is quantitative service policy.
I hate to disappoint you, but this may not be a haunted house at all. Well, the Mifflin house defies such categorization. No reports of ghosts originated from within the house. Its reputation rests on the testimony of passersby and neighbors who report citing ghostly apparitions encircling the house or standing at the outer gate, apparently seeking a way to get in. What's the book? Hauntings. I took whatever they had in the library.
What else does it say?
The apparitions appear in pairs and are small and shy, reportedly fleeing at the approach of anyone earthly. They are said to cry a distinctly childlike wail.
Ooh, that's creepy.
The author's letters to Miss Claire Mifflin were never answered. That's her, the lady who just died.
Okay, so Abby's just trying to tell him about the house and how it may not be haunted. I think this was kind of funny. This is when they first arrived at the house. And again, this is an quantitative service policy.
Wow. Laura? What? Here, take this. Ah! Wow. Oh. Oh. Bye. Karen. Imagine that. Thanks a lot. You're welcome.
I wonder if that was written in the script or if that was ad-libbed by Karen. So basically, she wasn't going to let Abby out of the car. Poor Abby. Like I said, I'm not going to play a lot of scenes from this episode. Just a few. Alright. And again, this is a quantitative service policy.
Story of this house. It's in a haunt.
We found it. What? The story of this house. It's in, a haunting we will go. It seems that old Beau Mifflin, the man who built this house, married a girl by the name of Susanna, who was half his age. And the old man was crazy jealous, thinking that Susanna was sleeping around, but she wasn't. At least according to this book. Of course, I don't know how they would know if she was
Stick
sleeping.
to the story, Abby.
Anyway, he was not only crazy jealous, he was crazy angry because Susanna had given him 3 daughters and no sons. So, between his various crazinesses, he went bonkers one night. And he tried to get the little girls to tell him who'd been coming around while he... So, Beau buried Susanna somewhere around here,
Snowball!
I suppose.
Ow! Sorry, guys. Snowball got my toe. Oh. Oh, goodness. That hurts. Alright, and again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
And he left, never to be seen again. But the little girls lived alone here in this house for months before anyone found them. Finally, a relative sent a governess for them, but they actually spent the rest of their lives in this house, only they never really grew up. They dressed in little girls' clothes and played with dolls all their lives. It must have been real weird. Anyway, Melissa and Belinda died in the late 1940s.
And Claire died a few months ago.
Does it say anything about the ghosts? Apparitions trying to get in.
Belinda and Melissa.
I guess.
Now there are 3. Because I bet Claire has let him in. I think it's kind of nice that they're all back together again, don't you?
So like I said, Val is taking this a little bit too far. No one is like, what in the world? So again, poor Val. I'm trying to see if I can find another scene I want to play. Because there's some stuff in here. Alright, we'll play them leaving the house, okay? And this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
No. Stella. I saw them too, Karen. Remember that? Did you really, Mama? Or are you just saying that? No. Why would I lie? I saw them clear as day.
Why do you doubt her? Don't you think you saw them?
Oh, yeah, I saw them. I just said that because if I didn't see ghosts, then I must have gone crazy last night, and I just don't feel like a crazy person.
Oh, you're probably the least crazy person I know.
Oh, come on, children.
Oh, look at Juliet.
Nice.
This is great pillar shot. I do great pillar shots.
You too.
All right, Karen, what now? Do we wait or do we start walking?
That man said he'd call the auto club. That idiot doesn't have enough brains to dial a phone.
Val, you and I are the best walkers. How about we go for help?
Okay. Wait a minute. Just to be sure. Oh, I'm so glad to get out of here. Why doesn't that surprise me? Oh, look, our group picture. Oh, what a disappointment. You know, I was sort of hoping our hostesses would be in the shot.
Oh, I look dumb.
Laura, I think you give up a little too easily. What is it?
Not very photogenic, are they?
Time to leave.
Dun dun dun, that's the end of that episode. So I didn't want to leave it on this episode because, like I said, that was a one-off. So let's go ahead and just jump into episode 11. And this will be the last episode of the night. And this is called Power Play. And this is where Gary and Abby start their business ventures together, and a little something something happens. So we're at the dealership, and Gary and this Pete guy and Abby are testing the equipment or something with some sort of different type of gas to get the cars going. And at first I thought it was like, computer equipment that they were testing. However, it turned out to be the gas that Pete was trying to use. And then they talked to Karen about funding it, but he wants everyone to get involved. However, they need $200,000. Karen wants to know everything about it before she makes a decision. Abby asks what Karen wants. Karen asks Abby what's in it for her. So Karen tells Abby that she wants to read up on it and figure out what she wants to do. And then Abby tells Karen that she loves a challenge. And then Abby challenges Karen about, her decision. Gary and Pete are talking to Val and Lillie Mae about it at dinner. And then Pete tells Gary about Petrolux and how they want to get in on the project. Pete has to let them know in a couple of days. And then next we see that Kenny comes home, and Lillie Mae put her tape in for Kenny to hear. Kenny changes the tape, and then he just relaxes. Val and Gary are talking about the deal with Pete. Gary and Val encourages Gary. Karen denies the deal because she is new at working with the auto shop, and she just doesn't want to have take a risk with everyone and have them lose their jobs if she was to go in on this deal, which, hey, I get it. Lets Karen have it about it, and then Karen feels bad about it, and Karen tells Gary to go for the deal if he wants to. Gary tells Val and Lillie Mae about the deal. Val is unsure about this new adventure, and she wishes that she hadn't encouraged Gary. Gary wants Val to talk to his wife over the phone because his wife speaks Spanish. Abby comes over, and Abby and Gary are in on the deal together. Val is asking what is going on because she's not sure. So now I'm wondering if Val is more upset about the deal or the fact that Abby's involved. I don't know. Gary and Val wants that Gary mortgage the house, and Abby is putting up the rest of the money. Val is upset that Gary didn't tell her. Gary wants to take the chance, and Val tells him that she'll make the reservations for him. Gary and Abby are going over the figures at Abby's house. However, Gary's having second thoughts, and Abby is encouraging him, and he moves forward. Gary tells her that he will call her when he gets to Pete, Gary goes home and Val is so upset and scared because it moves so fast. Val asks Gary to call her and to be careful. Lillie Mae gives advice, and this is where she says they're going about this the wrong way. Instead of being on top of the man, you have to stand by the man. So there again, there's a second country music reference with Tell Me Why Not and Stand by the Man. Gary is at peace. Abby will call Richard because Gary called Abby about the fact that he told Petrolux that he was going to move forward with Petrolux. However, when Gary called Abby encouraged Gary to continue to talk to them. And then, so Abby called Richard, and they are meeting at Richard's house. And Laura's unsure about Abby going by herself. Richard and Laura makes a reservation for Richard to go with her. Lillie Mae shows up at Kenny's office. Kenny forgives her about the tape, and Kenny tries to tell her the truth about her singing. Let me see. Okay, hold on 1 second. Val shows up at knotslanding looking for Abby, and Lauren can tell her that she went to Mexico with Richard, and that Laura sent Richard. Val is upset. Lillie Mae finds someone playing the piano and tries to help him with his song. Abby and Richard show up at Pete's, and the problem is solved. Karen is trying to make Val feel better because she is upset because he does not listen to her. Val is worried about Abby, and Gary shows about Abby and Gary. Gary shows Abby the barn where their investment is. Abby is excited, and Gary is excited as well. Gary kisses Abby. Richard and Pete are talking. Val calls to talk to Gary, Abby, or Richard. She talks to Richard, and she tells Richard to have Gary call her, and he says he will. Gary tells Abby that it got out of hand in the barn, however, doesn't believe him. Richard goes to talk to Gary about Abby and what happened between him and Abby, so Richard is trying to tell Gary to stay away from Abby. So basically, everyone is warning Gary again. He's just not falling for it. He's not listening to it. And then Richard goes to sleep. Lillie Mae shows up at the recording studio with tea. Gary comes home and they have dinner, and Val missed him. She's stressed out. She doesn't care with dinner. However, all Gary can talk about and Abby and all this stuff, and so they almost fight about it. Kenny is at the recording studio, and so is Lillie Mae, and the sound booth, and she's singing back up for Kenny's recording artist. Gary and Abby are going over budgets, and I wrote down that because Val is giving Gary a hard time, and now Abby is already starting to scream to get Pete out of the business already, which is that's Abby's MO, to get people. Once she starts a business, she wants to kind of cut them out. And so she's already starting that with Gary. And then Gary gets upset and tells them that he's going to go talk to Pete to talk about what's going on. And then the way that I put it in the last speech, Gary sounds like Bobby Ewing in this scene, like just the way that he's talking. He just kind of took on Patrick Duffy, I think, a little bit, and at the end of this episode. So, and that is the end of the episode. So again, this episode there's not really a lot there. You know, and I think because I don't have a lot of notes because we don't have a partner for Karen yet, Lillie, and we really don't see Karen and Kenny and Ginger together not a lot. And then of course we see Laura and Richard, but in this episode there wasn't a lot of Laura and Richard. I do think that the way that Richard was trying to warn Gary about Abby was super sweet, and I think that hold on. That relationship is starting to hit a rough spot because of Abby, and I think that Val is feeling that over the last couple of episodes. I think that with Father Night, I think that Val felt it, and I also think now that Abby's getting involved with the project, that is causing more concern for her at this point. So, and again, there's really not. Karen's family wasn't really in this episode, so there's not really a lot to talk about there other than Karen being concerned for Val. So there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and find some clips and co-host in the background if you have anything to add. If I'm wrong or anything like that, just let me know. So again, this is in accordance with YouTube's service policy.
These tests prove that Pete's methanol-powered cars run cleaner and better with less maintenance. These tests prove that Pete's methanol-powered cars run cleaner and better with less maintenance than the same cars with gasoline.
Hey, that's terrific.
Yeah, well, that's not all. If Pete can expand his plant, he can produce the methanol to sell for 63 cents a gallon.
At a profit. Very impressive.
Karen, there's a bank in Ensenada that will buy 100 converted cars from me and the methanol to drive them.
Oh, well, Pete, this sounds like a wonderful opportunity for you. Really.
For all of us. I didn't think I could do it. All I've got is a small wheat crop and a plain old-fashioned still. Gary figured out how I could expand so I could refine enough fuel for those 100 cars.
And more than that, once the demand for methanol increases.
Yeah, now, the bank in Ensenada will put up the money for the cars.
But you still need the money for the expansion.
Right. Right. I just can't refine that much methanol in my grandfather's old still.
We need
the grandfather's old still made moonshine, and us people who love the South know what moonshine is. And again, this is in accordance with future service policy.
$200,000.
Karen, I'm sorry.
Listen, you know that there's twice that equity right here in this
I
field.
know, Abby, but I would have to have
wouldn't
a lot
ask if
more.
I weren't sure. We're talking,
Gary.
Look, we're talking millions of dollars.
Let's just
maybe billions. The next
let's
time
start-
look, the next time OPEC hikes its prices, or there's an
Gary,
oil limit.
hold it. Whoa, wait a minute. Let's just start from the beginning.
The one thing I love about these episodes is that it's really starting to show Karen sticking up for herself and being a businesswoman, becoming more independent in what she's doing. So I think that that's really good. I think that they're really starting to build her up for the introduction of Mac. I think that the way that they're doing that is very good. So I like this. And again, this is according to YouTube service policy.
I want to know everything. Quietly and clearly.
All right, I'm going to be up in my office.
Okay, this is the prospectus. You really should read this tonight.
Yeah, and this is the performance chart. Now the cost rate is out of sight.
Well, what did she say? She said she was going to read the prospectus and think things through tonight.
That sounds reasonable.
What's your interest in this, Abby?
Nothing. I mean, I don't have anything invested or anything.
You seem pretty deeply involved.
No, just excited by it.
Well, I didn't know methanol was one of your enthusiasms.
As a matter of fact, methanol is one of my enthusiasms. I get enthusiastic about anything that's important and worth doing. And what Gary and Pete and I are trying to do is solve a big, big problem. And we might just get very, very rich while doing it. But I don't think that makes us mercenaries. I think it makes us visionaries.
Abby?
I'm not finished. You can attach all the ulterior motives in the world to me, Karen. But the fact is that my desire to be part of challenges like this isn't a quality that's unique to me. It's something that I learned from my brother, from Sid. He'd hawk his home, his dealership, anything he could to be a part of it because it's exciting and because it's important. And you know that as well as I do.
That was a good scene for Abby and Karen. And again, this is in accordance with due to service policy. We're at the next scene.
Is that foot?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Karen.
believe this. I really don't believe it.
Is that final?
Karen, you said yourself that Sid would be all for this deal.
Yes, he would be, but I'm not Sid. I've got 3 children and 75 employees to worry about.
Sid had the same children and the same employees.
Yes, but Sid also had the know-how and the confidence. He could afford to take risks. He knew he could bounce back if it didn't pay off. But I'm new at this. I don't have the right to risk the security of so many people.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it, Karen. But don't put it on the heads of other people.
She's disappointed.
Yeah, well, I meant what I said. It is because of the others.
I know. Well, I really got to move fast now. Thanks a lot, Karen, for all your consideration.
Hey, things will work out. And in 2 years, you can send me to your mansion on a plane and say I told you so.
I'll remember that.
Pete, we still have to talk.
Hey, Gary. I'm sorry. I know how much it meant to you.
Look, I think there might be a way if I didn't take too much time from work and held at my own in the dealership.
Gary, if you want to get in this on your own, then I won't stand in your way. You taught me a lot, you know? And, well, I think I can handle things pretty much on my own now.
You sure?
Sure. Hey, it might even be good for me. You think about it, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'll think about it. Thanks. Where's Pete?
He left. He said he'd call you. You're not going to give up, are you, Gary?
Not if I can help.
Here, Mama.
So the one thing that I didn't notice until just now when I was watching the scene back is the fact that when Gary and Abby are talking, you can kind of see Karen looking at them and just like, what in the world is going on, you know? So we're gonna go to the next scene. I'm gonna skip all this without Gary. Oh wait, hold on. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube service policy.
You want my advice? You gotta stand by your man, not on top of him. You gotta let him breathe, Valine.
Alright, and And again, this is in accordance with due to service policy.
Shoot. I've heard worse than that.
Line 3, please. Well, I'm ready. Oh, good. I am starving. Hi, gals.
Oh, hi, Val. Why don't you come to lunch with us?
No, thanks. I'm just looking for Abby and wondered if she'd heard anything from Gary, because I haven't.
Oh, well, she went to Mexico.
What?
Well, Richard went too. Some sort of legal problem.
Oh, okay.
Well, why don't you come to lunch with us anyway? Laura's treat.
Yeah. No, thanks. I'll just see y'all later.
Okay. Service. Line 3. Val?
Why shouldn't Val be upset? Gary's in Mexico with Abby. Another duty situation? And again, this is in accordance with due to service policy.
On the house.
Mexico. Come on in.
I just didn't expect him to borrow on the house and quit his job.
Quit his job?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Well, in a manner of speaking, he did, didn't he?
Well, not that I know of. When I bowed out, Gary asked me if I minded his proceeding on his own, and I said no. But he'll still be working at Knotslanding Motors, helping me out. You know, until the methanol business gets on its feet. Soon, I'm sure. Well. I'm so glad I could put your mind at ease. Hey, come on. What's the rest of the story?
No. Rest of it.
Abby?
No.
Valley.
Well, I've tried to show Gary that I love him and that I'm with him on this, but it always seems to come out wrong, or else he just takes what I say wrong, or worse, he just doesn't even care.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's true. Now she's suddenly flown down there with him, and naturally everything that Abby says he just gets all excited about and he's interested in.
Only so far as the business is concerned. You know that, don't you? Gary isn't interested in Abby in that way. Now, Abby...
What?
Well, she wouldn't... Abby is just Abby.
I know.
That's what Val was worried about. Dun dun dun. Sorry, there's a dog outside barking. I'll get to the last scene. Almost there. And again, this is in accordance with due to service policy.
1,000. Well, that about does the 200,000.
Well, Pete says he can bring it in on budget. I believe it.
Oh, I do too, but I just wish we had some more money. I mean, we could build this business up in less than a year.
Yeah, I know, but we don't, so let's not even think about it.
We could get it.
How?
By going public. I talked to Richard, and he thinks we could swing it.
Nah, Pete'd never go for it. He wants to start small.
But if we went public, we wouldn't really need Pete.
What?
Well, I mean, I don't want to cut him out or anything like that, but why should we think small? I mean, you're a Ewing.
Hold it.
Wait a minute, I gotta say something.
But don't defend me, Valley.
I'm not. She's talking about cheating a man that you're going to go into his business. But what difference does that make? Cheating is cheating, no matter.
The two of you are incredible. You know what's bothering you? You think I am a Ewing, like my big brother. You think just because I finally got a little ambition, I'm going to turn ruthless and miserable. And you're hoping I'm a Ewing. Well, I am a Ewing. I'm Gary Ewing, the only one I know. And the one thing Gary Ewing doesn't do is stab his partner in the back. And we're going through with this plan because it's good. And it'll work because it's good. And we're going to do it right. Right meaning fairly. You got that?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna call Pete.
Why?
Because I feel like talking to a friend. Someone I know and trust. And who trusts me. There's nobody like that in this room.
Val looks away from Abby, and Abby sighs like, oh boy, I got him. So again, at the end, I think that Jerry sounded like Bob Ewing in that scene. It just kind of like, just how he was saying, I am the Ewing, I'm going to do things my way no matter what. So, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you for hanging with me for 3 hours. I think that we covered a lot of ground. I think that there was a couple of one-off episodes that helped build the characters. Again, I don't really see the point in the Three Sisters, but that's why we ended up with the last episode, episode 11. So either tomorrow or Monday we will do 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And then after that, either Monday and Tuesday, we'll do 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And then that will round out season 3. So, unless I'm going to run through my last minute information. And again, if co-hosts in the background, if you have anything to add, I would like to hear it. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And then also, don't forget, linked in the comment section down below will be the We're Not Done Yet podcast and the CB Circle channel and No Escape from the Cul-de-Sac podcast as well. And the We're Not Done Yet podcast and the No Escape from the Cul-de-Sac should be available on wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. So go ahead, check those out, give them a like, share them out, leave them a comment, let them know that I sent you. And I think that's it. I think that, like I said, I think that season 3 is really a building block for all the characters. I think we're building on Karen's character without Sid. We're building on Lillie Mae's character, and then we're going to be building on Darlene becoming a little bit more independent because of what, yes, I did that, because of what Gary's going to put us through in the moment. And then we're seeing a lot more of Abby's conniving ways with, no, hold on. We're seeing a lot more of Abby's conniving ways with a recent deal with Pete. And again, please don't forget to do the YouTube thing, like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to check out the podcast that I'm going to link down below after this live. So, thank you for joining. I'm going to end it here because I have to go and run an errand if I can. And you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Oh.